are police everywhere you look, but that didn't stop people from coming out and having a ball today.
And political reporter Dave Evans has more on parade security, but we begin with Rob Nelson, who was right there with the revelers as the balloons went by. Rob?
Good afternoon, Ken. Well, the parade is still making its way through the city, but here near the starting point, as you can see, the cleanup now is well underway. It does not take these folks long at all. But in terms of turnout, and especially in terms of weather, it does not get much better than this. It's billed as the nation's premier Thanksgiving Day parade, and today, for the 89th time, New York City again showed why.
I think this could be the biggest attendance ever, and boy, what a statement of confidence in this city and in the NYPD that is.
In unbeatable fall weather, a colorful sea of characters, cheerleaders, celebrities, bands, and performers all made their way through the city today with an estimated record crowd of more than 3 million looking on.
Squirrel.
You like the squirrel? Why do you like the squirrel so much?
Because I like that he's like trying to get the acorn, and I don't think he's ever gonna get it.
Even the mayor had a little fun when asked to pick his favorite floats.
It's a tie, I'd say, between Snoopy and Underdog, which talks to you as a generational comment. Those are two heroes of my youth. I learned a lot from Underdog. I used him as an inspiration in my political career.
It certainly did not take long for these 8,000 marchers to put their spirit on full display.
Best part of being in this parade is being with my crew, with the 6 Cent Stompers from New Orleans, and it's so great to be here in beautiful New York. We brought some of that New Orleans weather back home.
Even with an abundance of security on this day, let's all be thankful there's still plenty of innocence as well. What's your favorite part of the parade?
Santa. Big balloons. I really like the floats. SpongeBob with the Santa hat on. I like the star balloons up there, the Macy star balloons. I like the turkey because it's Thanksgiving.
Are you going to eat some turkey later? How much turkey?
A lot.
I think she speaks for a lot of people. A lot of turkey coming. Of course, the parade ends near downtown near 34th Street. And then, of course, it's a big dinner with the family for a lot of people. And then tomorrow, let the shopping season begin. Reporting live from the Upper West Side, Rob Nelson, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Leave it to you to find the best kids along the route, Rob. Thank you very much. And along with all the floats and the balloons, security was certainly highly visible. Eyewitness News reporter Dave Evans is live with that part of our story. Dave.
Well, Ken, we know at the very least there are an extra 2,500 police officers on duty today, many of them along the parade route. The word that we got earlier today from both police brass and also federal security officials who are here in New York today is to be aware of your surroundings, be careful, but go ahead and try to enjoy the day and have some fun. If this year's parade looks a little different, that's because it is. There's a large police presence here, much bigger than usual, because of what happened in Paris 2 weeks ago. And even the nation's Secretary of Homeland Security is here in New York today.
What I've said repeatedly is terrorism cannot prevail if people refuse to be terrorized. It's holiday season. Let's all celebrate the holidays, be with our families, and enjoy events like today. This is a beautiful day.
For parade goers, there's both excitement about the parade itself, and we sensed a bit more determination to celebrate, to go about life as usual despite the growing threat of terrorism.
As New Yorkers, we don't want to live our life in fear, and we want to come to the parade and enjoy the day.
And that's what you did.
And that's what we're doing.
Got nothing to worry about. Safest city in the world. Calm, enjoy myself. Got extra police here just in case anything happens. I ain't scared.
Today, police officials won't give exact numbers, but they do admit absolutely a lot more police on duty today, 3 Hercules teams along the parade route, and a lot of security we don't even see.
Yeah, we have a lot of officers, plainclothes, working the crowds. They're just moving around amongst the crowds. No, we're going to have a very safe and enjoyable event. As you can see, not too many people stayed away. They're all here.
And the one security thing that police are telling us about so far is that someone was flying a drone around the beginning of the parade that happened earlier this morning up at 81st and Central Park West. They have taken one person into custody. We will keep you posted on any charges. For now, reporting live near Columbus Circle, Dave Evans, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Dave, thank you for that. And now to a developing story on Long Island. That is where investigators are trying to figure out why a giant blimp made an emergency landing in a neighborhood. It suddenly had to land as it flew back from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. It happened at the Woodward Parkway School in Farmingdale. Eyewitness News reporter NJ Burkett is there with the very latest. NJ?
Well, Shirleen, the pilot says it was not due to any kind of mechanical error, but yes, we are outside the Woodward Parkway Elementary School here in South Farmingdale, where, yes, a 150-foot-long blimp was forced to make an emergency landing in a ball field. The blimp came down, Shirleen, at about 10 o'clock this morning. It was on its way to the Macy's parade, on its way actually to New York. And apparently came down with some help from people on the ground, neighbors who saw it trying to land and pitched in to help bring it down, as you can see in this video obtained this morning by Eyewitness News. And nobody on the ground was hurt. The pilot was alone in the blimp, flying solo, and he was not injured either. But it was quite a sight, as you can imagine. Neighbors who had been waiting to watch the Macy's parade on TV stepped out of their homes to see a huge blimp drifting through their neighborhood, not much higher than the tree line here. The blimp is owned by Airsign.com and was headed to Republic Airport to refuel and to head back out to New York when apparently the engine, the tiny engine that powers the blimp, could not handle the winds. The pilot said he tried to turn back to Republic but couldn't fight the headwinds.
So then I diverted here, communicated with the tower that I was making an approach here. Unfortunately, my crew wasn't here yet. They were still at Republic and en route here, but we had a couple of local people that came. We made an approach over these trees, came down and touched, and they were able to grab the crown lines and hold me in place. And then we went through our normal deflation procedure, letting the hot air out.
No comment so far from the FAA, which ordinarily investigates incidents like these. The blimp was flying for the Manhattan Institute, advertising for them at the time. As I said, going back and forth to New York City from Republic Airport, where the blimp is apparently based. Again, no injuries either on the ground or to the pilot, who was flying solo at the time. We'll have much more on this story on Eyewitness News first at 4 o'clock this afternoon. We're live in South Farmingdale, Long Island. NJ Burkett, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, NJ, thank you. Now to developing news out of Union County, New Jersey, where another community is dealing with a major water main. The main break, I should say, the break happening this morning in Cranford, and now dozens of families are without water. New Jersey reporter Tony Yates is live in Cranford with the details. Tony?
Man, Ken, this cannot be happening. A water main break on Thanksgiving. Really? This happened at 5 o'clock this morning. And as you can see, United workers, their crews are busy on the street patching things up. Now, Newscopter 7 has that sky view for you. We're not talking about flooded roads with this break, though. The water was spewing underground, though, and lots of it. About 70 customers are without water service until the repairs are made. Now, this is one of those houses where the water main break caused flooding in the basement. The fire department came out with some pumps to take care of all the homes that ended up like this. And the homeowner told us she didn't even know that water was coming in until she got a friendly visit at the door.
They told me that there had been a water main break and they wanted to check my basement. I have Bilco doors, so the water was pouring into the Bilco doors. So yeah, that was a rude awakening at 4 in the morning.
Now, that break was in a 16-inch pipe, but that pipe was also put in the ground way back in the 1930s. United Water says they will be out here all afternoon to make sure the repairs are done. They hope to have the entire job completed before the end of the day. For now, we're live here in Cranford. Tony Yates, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
All right, Tony, thank you. And now to the forecast. Whether you're heading out to eat tonight or going shopping tomorrow, you are looking at some unseasonably comfortable temperatures. Meteorologist Amy Freeze is tracking it all with that AccuWeather forecast.
Shirleen, it feels good outside. All the turkey bowls going on across the area. It's really going to be a nice afternoon. So we see the clouds starting to increase across the area. Looking down at the battery right now, still good visibility for One World Trade, but we're expecting these clouds to continue to increase. We have 57 degrees right now. That's up to 10 degrees warmer than we were at the same time yesterday, and more of that warmth coming up from the south, where Belmar and Ricetown are 13 degrees warmer than they were at the same time yesterday. So the warm up is on. on. We got a light southerly breeze happening right now, an increase in clouds from the north and west. It all turns out to a comfortable afternoon with a high temperature of 59 degrees. Now tonight, we'll see some clouds move in, but temperatures get even warmer tomorrow. I'll have details on that coming up in the AccuWeather 7-day forecast next. I'll see you then.
All right, thank you very much. Arson concerns in a neighborhood in Queens. A 7th fire now being investigated. Details coming up.
Plus, outrage after reporters say Donald Trump mocked a physical disability. You'll hear the controversial clip for yourself.
Tonight at 5 on Eyewitness News. Hold on before your holiday shopping. Find out which retailers are naughty or nice. Eyewitness News is making a list and checking it twice. We know if they've been good or bad to shoppers, so you better watch tonight at 5 on Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Here's breaking news. MyPillow is now the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. And to celebrate, Mike and all the men and women who proudly make MyPillow right here in America are sharing their best offer yet.
For a limited time, when you buy one of my pillows, I'm going to give you the second one absolutely free. That's a savings of 50% on what I guarantee will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Enter promo code MY31. And Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free.
Try the pillow. You'll like it.
I love snuggling up to bed with my pillow.
My pillow has been a godsend for me, and I love it. It's the perfect pillow.
It really did change my life.
Don't spend one more sleepless night on pillows that simply don't work. Call the number on the screen or go to mypillow.com and get fitted for your very own MyPillow, the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
For 2015, it's the Hess Fire Truck and Ladder Rescue with blazing sirens, searchlight, and ladder. Get it this year at HessToyTruck.com. Free shipping and 5 Energizer batteries included.
Just a click away this year, the Hess Truck's here.
Order yours now at HessToyTruck.com.
Here's to you, the early ones who wake up first and get things done.
The makers, the go-getters, the guys on the line
Who brave the weather to do their best.
The ones who fight the crowds
and make the city move.
When you're up early, we're here for you with all you need to start your day.
On Channel 7 Eyewitness News this morning.
New concerns about an arsonist in Queens after another suspicious fire. Flames broke out at a home under construction on 67th Avenue in Forest Hills just before 11:30 last night. The interior collapsed, but crews managed to keep the fire from spreading to surrounding buildings. This is the 7th fire since late last month in a building that was either being renovated or under construction.
Fire marshals have been actively engaged in trying to check out to see if, in fact, we do have a arsonist on the loose in the area.
The FDNY has not linked the fires. They've been labeled suspicious due to the volume of flames when crews reached the scene.
Protesters in Chicago upset about a video showing a white officer shooting a black teenager say they plan to shut down the Michigan Avenue shopping district on Black Friday. 4 people were arrested when demonstrators blocked traffic and some gathered outside Mayor Rahm Emanuel's office last night. Officer Jason Van Dyke charged this week for the murder of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald last year. Video of the shooting just released. Last night on Facebook, President Obama thanked people for keeping protests peaceful. We will have more on this story coming up at 12:30.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is under fire for appearing to mock a New York Times reporter with a physical disability.
You got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Oh, maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. He's still...
Trump was talking about reporter Serge Kovaleski, who suffers from a chronic condition that affects his speech and the movement of his arms. Kovaleski had investigated whether Muslims in Jersey City celebrated the September 11th attacks. He concluded the reports were untrue, but Trump claims he saw people cheering.
And wild winds take out a flea market. New details on this dramatic scene.
Plus, some stores opening their doors as early as 5 a.m. today. But did shoppers come in to buy? We'll take a look.
Taking a live look outside now. Meteorologist Amy Freeze is up. with your exclusive AccuWeather forecast next.
Forget Black Friday, it's all about Foodie Friday. So, Sonny Anderson, Richard Blaze, and Jeff Morrow are turning Thanksgiving leftovers into 4 new dishes. Yum. Next, Rachel. Tomorrow morning at 10 on ABC7.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Raymore and Flanagan. For the closest location, please visit RaymorFlanagan.com.
I'm Brent. And I'm Josh. And we're the owners of Beekman 1802.
How does a small goat farm grow into a retail business?
45 noisy kids.
2 handcrafted cheeses.
140 orders a day.
And a trusted partner ready to pitch in. Time Warner Cable Business Class. Bundle 10 meg high-speed internet, phone, and Wi-Fi hotspot access for as low as $89.98 per month. Ask how to get a $200 Visa prepaid card. Business class 10 meg internet keeps Beekman 1802 on top of online orders. And 25 advanced phone features help them connect with customers and neighbors.
Turning 60 acres of farmland into a brand.
Bundle 10 meg internet, phone, and Wi-Fi hotspot access for as low as $89.98 per month. Ask how to get a $200 Visa prepaid card.
One call can make it possible.
Call today or visit us online to learn more.
Here's breaking news. MyPillow is now the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation. And to celebrate, Mike and all the men and women who proudly make MyPillow right here in America are sharing their best offer yet.
For a limited time, when you buy one of my pillows, I'm going to give you the second one absolutely free. That's a savings of 50% on what I guarantee you will be the most comfortable pillow you'll ever own.
Enter promo code MY31. And Mike will give you a second MyPillow absolutely free.
Try the pillow. You'll like it.
I love snuggling up to bed with my pillow.
My pillow has been a godsend for me, and I love it. It's the perfect pillow.
It really did change my life.
Don't spend one more sleepless night on pillows that simply don't work. Call the number on the screen or go to MyPillow.com and get fitted for your very own MyPillow, the official pillow of the National Sleep Foundation.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Eyewitness News needs your help to protect our children. Have you seen Anya? ABC7 and your Tri-State Ford dealers thank you for helping protect our children.
We are seeing the strong gust of wind that left nearly a dozen people hurt at a flea market in Northern California. The video shows the wind blowing over tents and tables. It happened yesterday afternoon as the market was closing, but there were still vendors cleaning up and a few shoppers in the area. 11 people were hurt. 3 had to be taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay, but very, very scary stuff.
Well, for us, not the case. It's nice to be able to go to a Thanksgiving Day parade in a cut-off T-shirt. No jacket.
True. What's your absolute favorite item on the Turkey Day menu?
I'm a stuffing guy.
I'm talking about the main event. I'm talking about the turkey.
Okay.
So we go together great.
Whatever your favorite food is, parallel that to the best forecast you could come up with for Turkey Day, and that's what we're serving.
Yes.
I mean, it really is fantastic. It looks like through the afternoon some clouds will creep in, but temperatures topping off in the upper 50s, and then tomorrow we're in the 60s, so can't be beat. Looking down into lower Manhattan right now, a little bit of haze, and some of these clouds starting to dim the sunshine a bit, but temperature is on the rise. We currently have 57 degrees. Could climb a couple more degrees before we top out. Maybe we make the 60-degree mark in a couple of spots. We're forecasting high 59 in the city. Currently 52 in Poughkeepsie. They started off below freezing. They were in the 20s early on this morning. Monticello the same. They're up to 46. We have low 60s already for Belmar. Tom's River is one of the places that started in the 20s, already into the low 60s right now. So quite a recovery with the temperatures with this light south wind. So expected to be mild, just clouds keep increasing. Tomorrow we have a balmy breeze coming in, but some sunshine and temperatures in the mid 60s. So really a lot warmer tomorrow. As much as 5 to 7 degrees warmer than we're going to see today. Then some showers show up early part of Saturday. They don't look like a big deal. Maybe a little shower here or there. Not everybody sees rain from that. I'll show you what we're looking at from that front. Highs across the area today, though, just shy of 60 degrees. Maybe Tom's River with their head start makes it into the low 60s. All in all, everybody above average for this time of year and pushing the limits tomorrow to the mid 60s. Not quite record breaking, but definitely warmer than usual. Here's the satellite and radar picture. See these clouds being shoved in from the north and the northwest. But there's a larger front that's actually across the Great Plains right now, and that's what could actually actually affect us in the form of showers, and that would happen late on Saturday night into early morning Sunday. Oh, pardon me. Late Friday night is early morning Saturday. Now the days are going together for me. But there you go. It comes right through, and look how weak it is. It sort of breaks up the early part of the morning, and then by noon on Saturday, it's with us. The front be a quick mover, and it looks like it's going to run into some drier air, and so that's what really takes the punch away from this. So we enjoy the breeze right through Friday afternoon, then the front approaches on Friday night into Saturday, and that'll be the change that we're looking for. On this wider futurecast, you can see just a little bit better that the clouds start to push in midday, and then the first round of clouds really gets dried out very quickly. So the dry air is looking to be much stronger than the showers and the push of the front itself, and that's why we're likely to see only a few showers come and go very quickly through the early to mid part of Saturday, and then it's out of here. This afternoon we'll go for 59 degrees, and we had beautiful weather during the parade. Tonight temperatures will go to 50. It's not as cold out there. And then tomorrow, no coat November continues. 64 degrees is the high, 15 degrees above the average for this time of year. Pretty nice. And the AccuWeather 7-day forecast, a little spit of rain early on Saturday, but definitely not a wash. I think we make it in the mid-50s again on Saturday afternoon before we feel the effects of the front, which will bring in some colder air for Sunday. We're at 48, and then temperatures in the upper 40s and low 50s right through the end of the week. So all in all, not bad, but the most comfortable days are today and tomorrow.
I'm still loving that no coat November concept.
I know. The theme has worked out really well all month.
Nice. All right, Amy.
Awesome. Thank you, Amy.
One airline apologizing after this video surfaced. It isn't exactly what it looks like, so they say. We'll explain.
And heading to the movies this holiday weekend? Well, you want to check out Sandy Kenyon's review first. That's coming up next.
Stay with ABC7 this afternoon, starting with The Chew. Then at 2, Fab Life. And at 3, General Hospital. Followed by New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News first at 4. Right here, only on ABC7. Happy Thanksgiving from Palopolis and Channel 7. For tickets to Palopolis' Shadowland, visit nyuskirball.org.
It's true, MetroPlus has the lowest cost health plan online and is the only New York City plan to lower premiums for 2016. Yes, MetroPlus actually lowered its rates. MetroPlus even offers a plan for $0 or $20 per month. So what are you waiting for? They found a high-quality health plan with the lowest cost online. So can you. MetroPlus Health Plan. Plan ahead. Available to New York City residents only.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. It turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
Sleepy's Black Friday doorbusters are red hot from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m. That's just 6 hours Friday to get our lowest price ever on mattress sets starting at just $37 each piece. A free adjustable base with select beauty rest, 0% financing for 72 months, or up to a $300 gift card with every Tempur-Pedic mattress, and more. Sleepy's deals continue all weekend with up to half off nearly every mattress in the store. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals.
Next Fab Life, John Legend. In our cooking competition, our fried chicken fry-off champion is...
Plus, from day to night, how to turn those yoga pants into fancy pants.
Fab Life, today at 2 on ABC7.
Do you see a problem we need to investigate? Tip off the investigators. Call, email, or reach out on Facebook. No one exposes wrongdoing and waste like Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. Caught on camera what appeared to be a luggage tossing contest among baggage handlers in California. The workers in question are with Alaska Airlines. The carrier says the bags were actually filled with magazines and they didn't actually belong to a passenger. However, Alaska Airlines does apologize, saying it, quote, had bad optics. The video of the optics were unfortunate.
This holiday weekend, the hit makers at Pixar are taking audiences back in time. The studio's new release pairs a little boy with a prehistoric creature in the new movie, The Good Dinosaur. Entertainment reporter Sandy Kenyon has his review.
Hey, you okay, kid?
The Good Dinosaur is for any child who has ever felt lesser than other kids. And for any adult who feels as I do, the last one now can later be first.
That's me.
Much to the frustration of his parents, Arlo is a coward who is easily scared.
Papa. Papa.
Calm down. Breathe.
His parents hold out hope the little guy will eventually find his way in the world. A world, by the way, that includes a little human Daddy Dino calls a critter. Wait a minute, you might say. Dinosaurs never shared the Earth with humans. This is explained in the opening seconds of the film when the asteroid some believe hit hard enough to cause the extinction of the dinosaurs is shown going safely past Earth. Call this then an alternate version of history, as magical a world as Pixar can create, even though The Good Dinosaur falls short of the company's masterpieces like Inside Out. Watching The Good Dinosaur with children definitely enhances the experience, and the youthful giggles and gasps were part of the soundtrack at the screening I attended.
I'm gonna love ending you.
The Good Dinosaur is rated PG with action that's a bit too intense for very young children. But 11-year-old Ryan Rivera, who saw it with me, gives the film 5 stars, calling it quite emotional and touching. He recommends it to anyone who likes family movies. It's from Pixar, owned by the same parent company as ABC-7. I'm Sandy Kenyon, Eyewitness News.
I think it looks awesome.
I think this one's going to be a popular one this weekend for sure.
Well, a life-saving gift that almost did not happen. Coming up, a post online turns into an inspiring act of kindness from a stranger.
Also ahead, an assault in a Manhattan park right now. That attacker is still on the loose.
And we're going to take a look at how shoppers are responding to early Black Friday hours this Thanksgiving. Did they rush to the stores or sleep in?
Eyewitness News is coming right back. But first, the live midday New York State lottery drawing. Next.
It's New York Lottery's Numbers to Win for midday drawing for Thursday, November 26, 2015, being observed by KPMG. I'm Amanda Serrano. Now, here's today's number. The first ball up is 5. The next is 1, and the last is 8, making the midday number 518. Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $100 million. And now, win 4. The first ball up is 3. The next is 5. The next is 4. And the last is 8, making the midday win for number 3548. Thank you for joining us and have a great day.
I'm Chris Bosch. When I was sidelined with blood clots in my lung, it was serious. Fortunately, my doctor had a game plan.
Treatment with Xarelto.
Hey, guys.
Hey, finally somebody I can look up to. Besides Arnie.
Xarelto is proven to treat and help reduce the risk of DVT and PE blood clots.
Xarelto is also proven to reduce the risk of stroke in people with AFib not caused by a heart valve problem.
For people with AFib currently well managed on warfarin, there is limited information on how Xarelto and warfarin compare in reducing the risk of stroke.
You know, I tried warfarin, but the blood testing and dietary restrictions...
Don't get me started on that. I didn't have to. We started on Xarelto. Nice pass.
Safety first.
Like all blood thinners, don't stop taking Xarelto without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of a blood clot or stroke. While taking, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer for bleeding to stop. Xarelto may increase your risk of bleeding if you take certain medicines. Xarelto can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling. If you have had spinal anesthesia while on Xarelto, watch for back pain or any nerve or muscle-related signs or symptoms. Do not take Xarelto if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. tell your doctor before all planned medical or dental procedures. Before starting Xarelto, tell your doctor about any kidney, liver, or bleeding problems.
You know, Xarelto is the #1 prescribed blood thinner in its class.
That's a big win.
It is for me.
With Xarelto, there is no regular blood monitoring and no known dietary restrictions.
Treatment with Xarelto
was the right move for us. Ask your doctor about Xarelto.
You're watching New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at noon, with David Navarro, Shirleen Allicot, and meteorologist Bill Evans. Now, Eyewitness News continues.
Our top stories this afternoon, a water main break in Cranford, New Jersey has left 70 customers without water on this Thanksgiving. Water was turned off after a 16-inch main broke. Repairs are expected to take most of the day.
And what we were just looking at there, video of this blimp right here, returning from the Macy's Thanksgiving Day